Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. For those of you who are new, my name is Chanel, and for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read for all of you. This is a love reading for anyone who has prominent Aries in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising. We're taking a look at now all the way up until the end of September. So I've pulled some cards for present to kind of get an idea of what's going on, as well as the future energy you'll be experiencing. And I do have an advice card for you as well. Now, looking into your energy at present, you got Nine of Cups reversed, Tower reversed, Four of Pentacles. There's some disappointment here around your love situation. It feels like you are either in the midst of contemplating leaving something, or you're beginning to disconnect or disengage from whoever it is that it looks like you're dealing with romantically. Now, if you don't have someone in your life at this time, Aries, this could really just be your relationship with love, right? Perhaps you had ideas about like when you were supposed to get married or who your ideal partner would be, or a specific person that you had your sights set on. And it feels like for whatever reason, that's changing for you this month, or it has already changed for you. It looks like due to some kind of disappointment, there's something here where either the person you're interested in doesn't seem to want what you want, or it almost looks like you're starting to look at the person you're dealing with as someone who initially was with you because they saw a lot of potential in who you could be or what you could be, but you're questioning if this person really loves you for who you are, right? So for some of you, you could have been dealing with someone for a while and you're starting to reevaluate the situation, because I'm seeing a lot of really stubborn energy here, which makes sense for Aries. And that's something that's really good about you all, is that you know who you are, right? You know what you want, you know what you don't want. And you're not the kind of people who are going to like change to appease a partner. So it looks like for those of you who are dealing with someone, this person was kind of viewing you as like a fixer upper, or, oh, you'd be perfect if you could just do these few things. And maybe initially you went in with that and you were like, okay, yeah, maybe I could work on my drinking, or I could work less hours, or, work on my temper, or whatever it is that this person seems to perceive about you as like kind of a deal breaker. But as time went on, I feel like you're starting to notice the dynamic of the connection that you're in, or if you're dating around and having multiple connections, it's all very surface level. It's like you can't be your authentic self. You feel like you can't speak your mind. You're having to hold back maybe certain things you enjoy, right? Like you like having that beer after work, and to you it's not a problem. Whereas, people are looking at you like you need to stop doing this specific thing. And I think that's becoming a bit much for you, right? You're also looking at the relationship you're in, and I feel like you've been trying to kind of fit yourself into whoever this person is, like fit into their mold. Not in the sense that you were changing yourself, but I do feel like you were perhaps minimizing certain behaviors to try to compromise, right? This is more like you in a relationship or dating around and seeing like, maybe people don't like it when I talk about this specific thing, so I'll keep this to myself. I don't feel like you completely changed for whoever this is, but it seems like when you're giving an inch, this person is taking a mile, or still being very critical of you. It looks like at this time you're starting to kind of check out from the situation, which for those of you who are dating somebody, that could be activating anxiety within that person, where they're becoming more controlling, more possessive, trying to hold on tighter. It's a real clash here. It's like you're two totally different people, which can sometimes be a good thing. However, the way that this person is coming towards you, it's like they have all the answers, or they know what's best for you. And with Aries, that's one thing that you are not going to stand for, is someone presenting themselves in a way of like, I know you better than you know you. That's going to piss you guys off, right? And I feel like that's kind of where you're at, where this person feels like they're the truth and the way. And you're looking at them like, you're just actually kind of toxic and you're making me turn into something that I don't want to be. For some of you, this is activating your anger. And so it's easier for you to just walk away or emotionally disconnect than to like blow up on this person, because I see that there's all this conflict, but there's also like a disaster that is trying to be avoided, right? So perhaps you're dealing with somebody that has a tendency to like bring up the same thing over and over, and it's starting to really piss you off. I feel like at this time in your life, you're getting clear about what's not working within your love life, right? Now, as far as looking at your future energy, it feels like you want so much to be happy that you will cut off this person if that's necessary. Now, I'm not saying that you will be cutting anybody out of your life, but what I'm seeing for the future is that you're going to get very clear about what is working and what is not working, right? So probably doing a lot of evaluating, like, who was I before I got into this situation? What led me to this point in my life? What have I learned? What have I given up, right? It looks like for some of you, you gave up something to explore whatever this is, and that in the next few weeks, you might be going back to, regardless of how this person feels about it, because it's something that genuinely made you happy, right? And it could be anything. It could be a hobby. It could be a friend group. It could be a way of life or a ritual or something that you just always do for yourself. And it's kind of like your thing. And it feels like whoever this person is, they wanted you to choose, right? They wanted you to fit in their box. They wanted you to be what they wanted. And they were quite rigid about that. And so it feels like in the next few weeks, you're going to start dabbling back to whatever this is, right? Perhaps you're dealing with a partner that doesn't like your family. And so you haven't been speaking to your family, right? Or your partner doesn't like your favorite hangout spot. And so you stop going, as much as you used to, or you haven't been in a while. It looks like you're going to be reconnecting with a part of you that you felt like you had to kind of suppress or dial back for whoever it is that you were dealing with, right? As far as your person or, your environment, if you don't have a person, I feel like this person, you got to be kind of careful, because I don't think you've ever really seen how this person acts when you choose yourself over them, right? And I feel like this is somebody that will be upset. You know what I mean? This is somebody who may take some of the things you've told them and try to use it against you. They could try to paint the picture of you being underhanded or sneaky, or, it's almost like this person would try to slander you or change the narrative to the people that are around you, rather than saying like, yeah, I put a lot on Aries. I haven't treated them fairly. I expected them to jump through all these hoops, and they broke free of that, and now they're doing their thing. It would be more the narrative of like, oh, I did everything for Aries. I stuck it out with them when they were going through all these problems, and they had all these deal breakers that I overlooked. And this is somebody that if you wanted to just like amicably say like, hey, no shade, no hate, this just isn't working, they're going to harp. They're going to harp on all the things they feel like you owe them, all the things that you should have done better, could have done better, things that you didn't even think were an issue. In the next few weeks, it feels like you'll be finding out like, oh, wow, is this really what you thought of me? Like, why didn't you speak on any of this when we were back here, right? Or had I known all this, or that you felt all this, I probably wouldn't have been contorting myself into all these uncomfortable positions to try to present in a way that was appealing to you, right? So unfortunately, the more you choose yourself, it feels like the more this person kind of will dig into you, right? Because they need to get the upper hand in the situation. They need to feel as though you didn't choose something over them. I don't know why it's so triggering for this person, but for some reason it is. It could be that they've had a history of like being cheated on. And this could even just be like as simple as you're dating somebody and you're not replying as much as they want. and they like freak out and be like, oh, well, he or she was doing this and that. And it's like, whoa, like all I did was start playing squash on the weekend. So I'm not texting like I used to. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be as deep as like some huge blow up. But I do feel like this person is going to try really hard to pull out all the stops to make it seem like you were the bad guy in this, you know? And so maybe going into this with your advice being the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, if you know that regardless of what you do or how you move, the narrative is going to be like you were selfish, you were bad, you were mean, whatever, maybe that'll help you to navigate the choices you'll be making in the future. Because it's like, if you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, you may as well just do you, right? You may as well do what makes you happy, because regardless of what you choose, right? The minute that you stop participating in this person's game or their construct, they're going to dump on you anyway, right? So it's like, how long do you want to put up with this behavior? There's something about this person that's very insecure. If you're single and you're dating and attracting a lot of really insecure partners, your advice is actually to take a step back and invest in yourself for a while, because there's something that perhaps you're not doing or somewhere you could be, whether it's financially or just maybe you have a streak of being like the hero or being people's savior. Like there's something that it feels like you're creating kind of similar relationships unintentionally, okay, or attracting similar partners unintentionally. I feel like with this person or this particular situation, it's creating a 10 of wands in the reverse for your future. So it may get to the point that you just have to release how much you care what this person thinks of you. You get what I'm saying? I'm definitely seeing a huge discussion. I'm seeing some truths coming out towards the end of September that you're going to feel probably a little bit tired and like, wow, I'm never putting myself in that situation again. Or I don't think I'm going to talk to that person for quite some time, right? But what's good about that is as these true colors are kind of starting to come out, a lot of what you're feeling now or have been feeling up to this point, that's going to lift too, because you're going to realize that this doesn't matter, right? This isn't, I don't want to say this is a bad person, but I just want you to understand that like, this is not all you, okay? Like that's something you're going to be realizing towards the end of the month once the mask comes off and you're able to kind of see this person and all of what they are, because you haven't seen it yet, right? You'll see how this person acts when they don't get their way. And it's going to be kind of an uphill battle and kind of exhausting. But once you get to the other side of this, you're going to be like, you know what? My only regret is not choosing myself sooner. You know, my only regret is that I thought that I could invest in this, or I thought that I really had a prize here. And I put a lot of work and effort into this, because if I would have not, I could have saved myself a lot of time, right? For some of you, this could be a karmic relationship. If it's not karmic in nature, it feels like this is something that came into your life so that you could learn how to put yourself first. And then moving forward, as you're dating, you can learn how to kind of set the tone for what you want in a relationship, instead of having a partner that perhaps chooses you and then puts all this crap on you. And then you end up feeling boxed in and very claustrophobic. Okay. As far as advice, I am seeing with this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, maybe take a step back before you put a lot more work into pleasing this person. Because like I said, with this outcome, whatever you do, it's as soon as you make the choice to stop playing by this person's rules, they'll turn into something else, right? So how long do you want to live this way? How long do you want to walk on eggshells with whoever this is? Okay, let's get you a love oracle message. I hope this was able to provide you all with some clarity around your love situation. So let us see. Oh my goodness, you got so many, and we're going to read them all because I never ignore cards. Bottom of your deck is power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. You also got new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Twin flames, your passion ignites. and freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So with the Empress in the reverse at the bottom of the deck, some of you have a twin flame that perhaps you're not in communication with, and this could have been a situation that you went into after dealing with your twin. It could mean that you will soon meet your twin, right? With this Empress in the reverse. Oftentimes before we first encounter our twin, for those of you who don't know who your twin is, you will have a very karmic connection that you need to break free from. And then that person will continue to heckle you and mess with you as you're dealing with your divine feminine. And that's a whole nother can of worms that you're going to have to learn to navigate. So for those of you who are not aware of your twin, it seems like that person is coming into your life soon. And that's why this is coming to a close. For those of you who do know who your twin is, it's very possible that you're not in communication with that person and you're dealing with a karmic situation, right? And for those of you who feel like this is your twin, I'm just going to let you know, you might be at a stage in the relationship where it's time to take a break, because in very early twin flame dynamics, sometimes the feminine comes in and wants so badly to heal the masculine when the masculine isn't ready that it creates such a toxic dynamic, okay? So you will know which situation you're in. I hope this was able to provide you with clarity, and I will speak to all of you again very soon. Bye.